They called themselves the Willini, meaning wolves, after a major victory against the Vandals. However, they're better known as the Lombards, which stems from them having long beards. They were a much harder Germanic tribe to identify, and they may have just adopted the name of a former Germanic tribe. However, we do know from the historian Jordanes that they claim to have migrated from Scandinavia. However, this particular historian is known for being quite lax about the facts. We can also infer that they kept to themselves much more than the other Germanic tribes. By the 6th century, the Lombards were more powerful tribes in the Balkans, and were manipulated by the Romans to attack other Germanic tribes, but this was normal. The Lombards were normally used as a counterweight to the other Germanic tribes, known as the Gelpids. And once the Gelpids were later wiped out, the Lombards grew even more in power. The king of the Lombards, Alboin, took advantage of the disrest in Rome in 568 and invaded Italy itself. The Italians themselves were disunited, as they were not too fond of being ruled by the Byzantines. And within a year, the Lombards had taken all of northern Italy. Alboin was later killed in a plot by the Byzantines, but by then the Lombards were too entrenched and powerful within Italy. They also occupied or had subjects in the south of Italy. However, this was unstable and often changed hands. They had already adopted Christianity, although this was Arianism, and therefore they were swept away with constant religious revolts similar to other Germanic tribes. Their religion is also why some people call this period of Italy the Arian Kingdom. The main oversimplified difference between Arianism and Catholicism is that Arianism creed that the Holy Trinity are not one, but that the Father created the Son. Or even simpler, Jesus is not equal to God. This might seem trivial to us today, but back then these minor religious differences caused thousands of deaths. The Lombards' main threat were the Franks to their west, but also did face skirmishes and needed to reinforce borders with the Slavic tribes to the east and the Italians to the south. The Greeks and the Byzantines were also an overhanging threat, as they also contested Italy. The Lombards also started the tradition of giving the Pope land in Italy to rule, which would in time evolve into the Papal States and create a bigger divide between West Rome and the Byzantine Empire. This gave the Pope a huge amount of power, being able to side with either the Lombards or the Byzantine as suited. By 757, the Franks had managed to conquer the Lombards, and the Papal States would form officially with land given to them by the Franks. This weakened the Lombards and gave even more power to the Catholic Church. The Lombards held the mountains to protect their borders, and this was a great strategic position. They were also getting fed up with the Pope's political games, so created their own anti-pope. This in turn led to the Pope convincing Charlemagne, king of the Franks, to fully invade Italy. By 775, the Lombards had fully fallen to Charlemagne, who proclaimed himself King of the Lombards. The fall of the Lombards and the rise of the Papal States also led to the death of Arianism. Catholicism would now spread uncontested and be the dominant Christian denomination. The Germanic migrations would defeat the Roman Empire and created the Western Europe that we still have today.
Be sure to check out my other channel, History Sticks, for the complete, longer and comprehensive video.